Presidents may seem larger than life, but they are and were humans just like you and me, humans with fears and phobias that might surprise you. In this video, I will cover phobias, superstitions, or just bizarre mannerisms that 10 different presidents were documented as having. Let's talk about it. Thomas Jefferson, 3rd president. Early in Jefferson's life, he had a strong dislike of public speaking, which many considered a fear for him. Later in life, when Jefferson addressed the Congress, he would write them all individual letters as opposed to giving them all one single speech at the same time. The fear of public speaking is called glossophobia. Franklin Pierce, 14th president. This is by far the saddest one on the list. Franklin Pierce witnessed his own son die in a train crash. This, understandably, led to a deep fear of trains for the rest of Pierce's life. The fear of trains is called siderodromophobia. Abraham Lincoln, 16th president. Everyone who knew Lincoln personally has been documented as saying he had a strong anxiety of death. Many today suspect that it was a legitimate phobia of death, which is called thanatophobia. I'm sure being a president of a nation at war with itself didn't help that anxiety. Benjamin Harrison, 23rd president. Harrison was the president at the time when electricity was installed in the White House. Him and his wife were so fearful of electricity that they wouldn't touch any of the light switches for Harrison's entire presidency, often leaving lights on or having someone else touch the switch. Fear of electricity is appropriately named electrophobia. Theodore Roosevelt, 26th president. When Teddy was a kid, he had claustrophobia, avoiding confinement in small spaces as much as possible. This phobia would trigger asthma attacks for him. As he grew older, however, he overcame this fear and he even joined the Navy, where he rode in cramped submarines without any problems. Woodrow Wilson, 28th president. Wilson had stage fright early in his life. It wasn't quite a fear of public speaking, but even as an adult he would spend days or even weeks preparing and rehearsing short speeches that would take other presidents an hour to prepare. Franklin D. Roosevelt, 32nd president. Word of the day, triskaidekaphobia. Franklin D. Roosevelt famously suffered from the fear of the number 13. He wouldn't attend dinner parties with 13 guests, and he wouldn't travel on the 13th of the month. Kind of ironic, since he's the president that coined the phrase, "the only thing we have to fear is fear itself." And the number 13, of course. Lyndon B. Johnson, 36th president. Johnson had a severe anxiety over his own health. I don't think it's ever been classified as a phobia specifically, but after his heart attack, his anxiety got much worse, which seems completely justifiable. Richard Nixon, 37th president. Nixon had a famously documented fear of hospitals. He suffered from nosocomophobia, believing hospitals are where people went to die rather than get better. He was quoted as saying, "If I go to a hospital, I'm fairly sure I won't come out of it alive." Ronald Reagan, 40th president. Reagan had always been a superstitious person. However, after his assassination attempt, him and his wife started consulting with an astrologist to schedule important events. Meeting times and travel arrangements were regularly made based on astrological advice. Those were 10 presidents with phobias, superstitions, or just personality quirks. This made me feel better about my own personal fear, thalassophobia, which is the fear of open water and or deep water, something I've had for as long as I can remember. Thank you for watching. I'm a small channel, so any support or feedback would be much appreciated.